See if we can get the questions on yours. Thank you. Oh my gosh, it's Thursday, not Wednesday.
That's true.
Yes. Yes, okay, that's fine. Right, okay, I'm going to put you on that. Go back. Means I should be able to get... We're having internet excitement.
Oh.
Well, when we got here it wasn't working.
Oh.
It's still not. That looks like it's working now. No internet. What do you mean no internet? Oh, for goodness sake. We do have fun.
Fun.
With phones and internet,
Fun
with
with
computers. Still saying no internet, honestly. I don't know what to do. And we don't know why it goes down, but sometimes when it's a bit wet and yucky, it doesn't like working.
That's one good theory.
Yeah, well, I can tell you, right, I'm going to have to get the questions from here. This is not going to work for us. I'm going to read the questions from here.
Okay.
Oh. There, so I'll just pop them down that way. But I need to come back to you first off, because otherwise I'm so loud.
You're so loud?
Yes, because if I sit beside that thing,
Oh.
I'm really, really loud.
Oh.
So
I wouldn't worry about everybody being too soft.
No.
But of course, that's me. What is this?
It is...
Equine Rescue Network.
Do you know that's from D?
Oh, D.
And D is incapacitated.
Right.
So thank you, D.
This is from D.
This from D.
D.
Thank you.
We shouldn't hand out our...
Address, no.
Oh my word.
Hello, D. And we hope you're feeling better.
Here's this month's donation. Thanks. D. Run.
Thank you very much.
That is lovely.
Swap.
This is not for Elizabeth's team.
No. I'm just hoping it says Carlene's team on the inside.
I just want to think too. Nothing in that. You don't have that
Thank
one.
you.
Carlene and Crow.
There you go.
Here we go.
We got it. Sort of.
Sorry, I think it was my fault actually.
Oh.
Yeah, I was tidying up downstairs in the basement around about where the washing machine is, which is right next to where the router is, and I think I disconnected it by mistake.
He did it.
He did it.
My fault, guys.
It's okay, I was blaming the
So
weather.
are you hooked up now or not hooked?
I'll tell you.
Well, this thing's working, so don't mess with it.
Don't touch it.
No, don't touch it. Thank you very much,
Okay,
Dee.
so these two checks have to be
Where is it? A green envelope?
in green and for that book. My green book there.
I'll pop it in your green book.
You like the green book idea?
Yes.
Okay, they're right in the front page, right
There you
in
go.
there. Yeah, both of them. There we go.
Thank you.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's working.
Yes. I flicked the switch and everything.
I disconnected it completely, like unplugged quickly.
Oh well. Wasn't us. Makes a change. Which is good.
Just being honest.
I know. Have you fed your baby goats?
I haven't, no. I've fed them twice already today.
I've been feeding them for days. I mean, now we're fighting over who's feeding the babies.
Oh, gee, oh really? Oh my.
No. Sophie does 9 o'clock. I normally do 7.
Well, I've done 2 today.
I know, but it's just it's 5. Do you want to do mail chat and I'll go do the goats?
You get tied in with these people, they'd be fighting to do it, so.
I thought Janine would want to do it.
Jane's not here.
Where is she? Her
She's-
car's here.
Yeah, but she's away to take Carl home.
Oh, right. Okay.
Carl, he's
Carl.
gone home.
Home,
Yes.
yes.
I haven't seen you feed the goats.
What?
She has. She's been at the
Have you
goats.
fed the goats?
Me?
Yeah. Carlene should go and feed the goats.
She's not get over the lip, and it's freezing.
Yeah, it is a bit cold today.
Oh, speaking of freezing, this business of very hot and not so hot,
Yeah.
it's damn cold now.
Here's Janine.
Now we have no hot.
Right.
There is no way I'm taking any kind of shower until it's a lot warmer than it's cold.
Like, but are you sure it wasn't the hydrant flushing? Did they
I turned
flushing
it on for a
irons?
long time and I didn't get any hot
No, she's
water.
not getting any hot water. Hello.
Hello, hello.
It said hot, very hot. So I put it like just above hot. I think
No,
hot,
it's-
obviously.
It's cold.
Hot means cold. Okay, well,
Well, do you want to check the water and Janine can sit down? Hello,
you always
once.
get more than you bargained for around here. Welcome home, Janine.
Yeah, really.
Welcome home, there's no more water.
Yeah. Oh, we have no internet either.
There's no internet down here or anywhere.
No, yeah, I was tidying up the basement and I accidentally unplugged the internet.
But we're
But it's
both here
working
now.
yes.
Okay.
But we're going to do kiss.
And the great thing is all the cameras go back up automatically. So.
Well, I hope so. I hope so. Right. Okay, it is like Thursday and there was no job today, which was...
What?
There was no job today.
No, there was no job.
Yeah, there's one tomorrow.
Uh-huh.
Is there one tomorrow?
I have no idea where.
Oh, we'll be told on here. It's
Yeah.
ve-
It's not written on that paper calendar either.
Oh, I haven't looked on, it's online.
Anyway, we already met this week's numbers, so.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, Jake did over 400 people.
Did Elizabeth cut your hair?
No, I didn't.
Can
you imagine me?
my hair.
Who is?
Elias.
Who's alive?
Michelle's husband.
Oh, it looks fantastic.
See, I can't cut hair. Good. I had to cut my own.
Best haircut
yesterday.
I've ever had, actually, I would say.
Michelle's husband cut Nick's hair.
He did a good
He
job.
did.
And now he's gone. Now he's away horse riding, and I can't.
What a perfect husband.
My hairdresser's like.
Cuts your hair? How do you go?
And oh, what was I going to tell you? Oh, yeah, Jake saw it at 400 plus, so that's us done for the month. We're fine. Him and his rabbits.
We gotta prompt him to come back and join us.
I've invited him, but he's got a big schedule and he works as well.
Wow.
So, I know.
Seems fantastic.
Yep, absolutely super duper. So, it is great, and it's a bit wet here. You might have noticed.
Miserable.
We have internet now.
Oh, is she glad to see you?
Wanda, you shouldn't eat that.
Oh, I think Jane Warley's saying that Dee went to rehab.
What happened now?
She went to rehab.
Who did?
Dee.
D.
Remember she had her finger
Okay.
things are sorted.
I saw that too soon, alright.
Oh, and this lady here, and I'll speak to you about this later, but I'm going to tell you while it's in front of my brain. And she sent an email, and she would be happy to do cameras at night time.
Oh! Who is that?
Kim.
Yeah, I've been trying to get Judy, who does our cameras. There's a couple times that she can't do the cameras. And I've always been so busy getting her jobs done.
And I couldn't even tell you how to get onto the cameras.
And we have a dedicated machine, a laptop to do it, but it's just always so crazy with me feeding in the morning. So Mondays and Fridays, we need someone to do the cameras. And
And she said she could do later on in the evening,
Yeah.
maybe into the night.
so Judy
Mm-hmm.
is in charge of the camera. So is that Kim?
Yes.
Yeah, so she should send me an email and I'll connect Judy and those guys should be talking. And my schedule, now that the construction's kind of on the way towards completion, then I should be able to jump in and move cameras as well.
So you turn it on very hot now?
No, I
Scalding.
put it.
Did you get the hot water?
I turned it up to nearer to very hot, and we'll see how hot that is. Because, well, I mean, I don't know. I put it back up to where it was, then it'll be too hot.
So you got it working though?
I don't know.
You turned
I changed it a couple of days ago because she said it was too hot. So I put, and when you read the dial, it says hot, very hot, and it was up at very hot. So I turned it down towards hot.
Oh.
And now probably when you get to hot, it's bloody cold. But
Okay.
apparently, this is your mother's definition.
Well, I took a
of
shower
cold.
here a couple weeks ago, and I like it hot. I like to get out and be
Scalding.
scalding, yeah.
Yeah.
And it was definitely, there was more, like I had to turn it down several times because it was hot.
Well,
But it's better than cold.
but
You can't, she doesn't like to shower anyways, so.
Right, but
the other odd thing is they're flushing the hydrants at night, so the water totally cuts out. There's no water at all. And then it comes back and it's low pressure, and then it gets medium pressure, and then it's a bit dirty.
and how do I know this is true?
Well, then,
Because
there's
when I
that
got-
sign up on the street that they're pumping it.
Yeah.
When I got up at 1:30 in the morning to go for a pee,
Nice.
I discovered I couldn't go to the toilet to go for a pee because my daughter was in there having a shower at 1:30 in the morning because she couldn't have her shower
At night time,
at night time
because there's no water.
because there wasn't any water.
It just totally switches
Which means I
off.
had to wait half an hour for a pee because she takes a long time in the shower.
You're a man, and we live in the middle of nowhere. Well, there's too many cameras.
There's cameras everywhere, Janine.
Everywhere, yeah. Looking out the back door.
And an RV, you better be careful.
Right, yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
I could have wandered down to the donkey paddock and taken a pee with the donkeys, I guess. But
Yeah, you get caught. Yeah, there's too many cameras. You
Where-
can consider peeing down by the barn.
Now, where are Elvis and Jem?
They're in a stall right now because we lost them earlier today.
Any stall in particular?
They're in, Elvis wanted to go out in the rain, so he went out in the rain, and then you might have seen him running around your house.
Oh no,
He's
Nick
got-
did.
Yeah, so last week, he went down towards the pond.
You better not have eaten my geraniums.
I hope not. He went down by the pond, and then we couldn't find him at the pond. We drove all up and down this. We're like, he must have gone down the driveway.
Oh,
But it
no.
turns out he went into the barn and was hiding in Murphy's stall, eating Murphy's dinner
That's about right.
with Gemini. And Gemini had for Jemmy, who I like to call Elsa, she had her first reading lesson today. And
How did that go?
Well, she brings new level to drama.
Oh.
I had to do it off camera because she just makes it so dramatic. She's either pulling with her, like, oh, no, I'm not going to the, and you're dragging her, or she's leaping she leaped right up in the air, she flung herself down on the ground, ran off this way, pulled it. God, it was unbelievable. And I had Lynn helping.
Who's
And
not
I
going to
was
come
like,
back
just ignore
again.
her. This is all drama. This is because the first time I tried to catch her, I chased her around. I finally got her cornered, and she lied down. And I was like,
God.
"Is she having a heart attack? What's this?" And no, she just lied down. She gave up. She lied down. She did that again today. She got so upset, she just lied down in the middle of the aisleway. And Lynn's like, "Is she okay?" I'm like, "No. I had the same reaction. She's fine. Give her a second." But finally, she did do some nice little walks. We're going to try again tomorrow.
Well, that's good because you've got to remember, once you've done that, you'll be practicing loading. Because remember, Elvis used to take about a whole night to load on a trailer
Oh, yeah.
back in the day.
Elvis doesn't load well.
Oh, he doesn't?
No,
No.
Janine was having to bring him over to from Meredith to here, and she said, "Well, that's one way to spend a Friday night."
Yeah, he doesn't.
Because he's quite the chunky boy.
He was.
Yeah, sometimes he loads
But
just
there
fine.
was other animals going with him.
Yeah.
There was, it was like a whole squad going
Yeah.
out for the party.
Well,
At which
Elvis-
point he's okay.
Was kind of naughty today, too.
Or was he?
Yeah. All of these animals, the cold weather, they're not getting handled as much
No.
as they should. So, yeah, he was pretty naughty. But
She's
He does-
been very good because I've been separating those two to feed her grain, either inside or outside. And Elvis, I make his really sloppy and wet, so it takes him forever.
Oh, I sprinkle Elvis's grain in the aisleway, and I feed her in there. Good, yeah. So Elvis and Jemmy are going to be in the big stall with Arthur and Woody, and then I have does that mare kick or anything, or what is her?
That's what our owner said.
Yeah, because she did look like she wanted to kick the dog.
Do you know who actually I meant to say to you who tried to kick me?
No, don't tell me. I think I did.
I had a hay bag, actually, fortunately, and that I had down at my feet, and I touched his back leg with it.
Did he know he was kicking at you?
I don't know, but do you know, and this is the other problem we've got, is I get the dinner ready and I don't let them in until I've got everything soaked in position. They were thundering back and forward outside.
The two horses?
So
I've separated the two horses because I immediately realized that she's going to kick me. And what's his name's too high in his...
So he was high as a kite last night.
Yeah, so he's had a little...
Yeah.
Because he was just not being very polite today. So
he wasn't polite last night. And that was the first time he's done that.
Yeah, but I think that he's getting it from her.
Yeah.
But she definitely looked... I was trying to get her out of the stall, and she backed up towards me versus get out of the stall, and I just... chased her aggressively out.
So at night time, what I do is I go in from the stalls, in from the aisle side, shut the door behind me. I go and I let her in, but I make her come in really, really slowly, and then I go out that door, shut that door, go over to Murphy's side.
Yeah.
But he was pushy last night.
Yeah, I think he's learning from her.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things that horse had a problem with, because the lady said that she was... this isn't the really dangerous horse. This one, she used to be pushy, but now she's not, so we've retrained her to be pushy.
Okay.
So that's...
Yeah, well, today I wanted her out of the stall.
Yes.
And I told her to get out, she backed up towards me.
Yeah,
and I was like, no. And so I went and I got the whip, and I was like, no. When I say get out, you go out. And she still didn't want to go out.
Yeah.
And she still wanted to kick me instead. And I was like, thank you for warning me that she might kick me, Elizabeth.
So
learned on my own.
The problem we had, while we were away, was with Jerry
the donkeys
and Elvis. They wouldn't go into the big stall when the big donkeys were in there.
Because I had...
So they were sitting outside.
I had Arthur and Dimitri in there, and the donkeys wouldn't let them come in, but it was dry. So I took the two donkeys out and just put them down in the donkey squad.
Because I was thinking, there's Elvis won't come in if the ponies are in there.
Yeah, so the ponies are way down the back.
Yeah, no, they're all... I screwed it all up already.
No, it doesn't matter. But it was... And this was... But this was just something that all of a sudden came about, was that all of a sudden the cows wouldn't come in, and it was because the donkeys were in.
All right. So I think they will go in if Woody's there. They're good with Woody.
Yeah, they're fine with Woody.
All right, so I'll put Woody...
Arthur and... what's his
Arthur
name?
and Dimitri. But Arthur and Dimitri are being naughty boys at the moment. They're a bit pushy.
They're donkeys.
No, they're getting a bit silly.
Yeah, they're all...
I don't know if they're... Well, I know it's Michelle. She's giving Arthur treats. So she comes down and he's like, here I am.
I'm special.
I'm special.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Dimitri's like, me too, I'm with him. And then...
I'm with special.
I'm with special. And then we get
coming through.
Yeah, and they are coming through. And so I put them to be donkeys with the donkeys.
In this world, we play good cop and bad cop. Everybody else is good cop, but bad cop is bad.
Yeah, well, so that's why I took them out of there, and I know it was a massive stall for the two cows, but I couldn't work out.
Well, I'll throw Woody down there, because I mean, they're fine.
They're fine with Woody.
Right now,
normally.
we have everybody in the arena.
Mm-hmm.
We have Murphy and the whole herd in the arena.
Mm-hmm.
And that's gonna, and then the training horse is in just the training paddock.
Yeah.
By herself.
Yeah.
And I'll put Woody and the cows together down again.
And the thing is, the Lincoln stall shut down.
Yeah.
I didn't bother opening it up.
Yeah.
Because I didn't feel we really had need for it.
And put one more stall to clean.
One more stall to muck.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think we have a good group of animals. I still have a lot of fence projects to start diving into, but
Oh, and the mini horses, any sign of food, and they just about kill each other.
yes, they do.
I was in the middle of it in a stall because I was trying to fend off Angus last night, who's like, it's food in there, and I'm like, get out, get out, get out, and I've got my hand on this, and he's pushing, and I'm like, and as I turned round, Wilbur and Delight are all kicking back legs like crazy.
Yeah, I just like to give everybody a lot of hay, and they should survive on hay, but I don't,
Well, it's just because Woody's got medication at the moment, and as has Lincoln Wilbur.
Oh,
That's it.
I wish we could take Wilbur out and put him. Maybe I could put Wilbur with that crazy mare.
Yeah, you'd probably kick her. That'll be fine.
See how that goes.
Yeah.
In the other stall?
Yeah,
No,
the
he'll
training
just
horse.
just in the paddock, and
Yeah.
he could.
He could go into. He could go. Well, let's see. I'll do that tomorrow. See how they like each other.
Yeah.
So.
And the two that are besties are Angus and Delight.
Yeah, they like each other.
It's hysterical.
Yeah.
So
Murphy does like Dove.
Like who?
He likes Dove.
Dove.
that's the horse, the training horse.
Oh.
He very much likes Dove.
Oh,
Like he's trying to be a silly boy and impress her.
Yeah, that's why he's got to.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
So-
he came running up to me a little too close. I'm like, get out of here, you big bum.
And his feet are going all
All
over
over
the place
the
at the
place.
moment.
He's got to learn not to move so quickly around. people.
Yes.
And be
But that was the first time last night when I went in after him that he, and I don't know whether or not he was just repositioning himself because he sort of skidded to a halt at his feed bowl.
Yeah.
But I was like, ooh, that's a bit too close for comfort.
Yeah, he's moving a little too. Like you got to train a young horse that's that size.
Yeah.
When people are around, you watch your behavior. You can't be moving fast. You can't be picking up back feet, or you're going to get in trouble with the person.
Well, do you know the silly thing is, I had him stop and I pushed him back because he was on top of me trying to come in. So I pushed him back and I said, no, back, and we came in nice and then he was like, boom!
Yeah.
It was like a
I'll work on
vulture.
He's like a puppy, isn't he?
Yeah, he is
He is.
actually.
He's the equivalent of a, but he's like a
Clifford the Big Red
1,500
Dog.
pound
Clifford the
puppy.
big red dog.
He is
Yeah.
Clifford.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
So, should I go and feed the...
Yeah, your goats. Do you want to feed the goats?
No, I'm good.
She only does headbutts.
I'd like to move the bunnies in with the goats and finish that the fence project.
Right.
And get the bunnies. Do you think is it time to move the bunnies in with the goats for a couple days? And then
I think your goats might jump in the... Well, you can see what they do.
bunnies are pretty. I think it's a big stall.
Oh, it's a very big stall.
And then I'd like to put get that the whole outdoor pen. So
we could
bunnies
put their little travel case in so they can go in there. Cause you
yeah,
know they
yeah,
burrow.
yeah.
And then
The only problem is, would they try and eat the bunny's food, no?
We could put the bunny food in their pen. Oh, they'll
Yeah.
probably get in there. Yeah, that's a problem.
You
I don't know what you're talking about with it.
little
If you're
fence
gonna
thing
put-
across the middle, you know that little fence
Yeah.
thing
Yeah.
that we use?
oh yeah, the one that we take out. The X pen thingy. The X pen.
Yeah, just when it gets really hot, we're gonna want to move the bunnies
out of in there.
into the barn, into that cool stall.
Yeah.
So I'll figure that piece out because I
I think
hadn't
if you're
thought
gonna
about
move the bunnies in, you gotta give them a hole to be in. Like they should have their own crate or something.
that. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But the problem with goats that we've learned the hard way is if grain is involved,
They'll be
then
involved.
it's gonna be a mess. So.
Yeah.
They're gonna jump on top of the crate anyway.
They're gonna just pummel the bunnies to get to the grain. Grain and bunnies, yeah. So that's gonna be an issue. But we may have to separate them. But it's really cool. That is the coolest place on the property.
And also the ground, they can have the concrete ground
that
to lie on.
stall is nice and cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good place.
Because there's just a portion of it without mats.
Yeah. So you're gonna have to figure out a little bit more.
Yeah, I gotta think about it a little bit more.
Yeah.
Okay.
So does
I'll go and feed the children.
Okay. Chef
So-
is here.
Who?
Chef.
Chef?
Yeah.
Am I supposed to pay Chef more?
No,
Is
I
he here for
have
MailChimp?
I have the money, but we wanted to talk to him. Chef.
right, do you want me to take this out and I can go for a wander?
Yeah, sure, that'd be great.
Okay, I'll go and answer this. I'll take my thingy. Right, I'll go sit in my car. You can have peace and quiet. Bye. Bye.
All right.
I'll go and sit in here. Oh, so I shall go to my car and I shall go through the questions. Hi, Shark. No, I'm going to sit in the car. We're fine, thank you. So that's just the lawyer there. So they're going to have a conversation. So I'm going to just come and answer questions in the car. Right, does Janine like the way the Goldy's desk? Yes, she does. And it's really lovely because we're going to, I think we were discussing this yesterday, although I can never remember whether or not it was conversations we had on MailChat or whether or not it was conversations I just had in passing. We're going to bring back the wooden dog beds that used to be in the house. They're in the Deagle house at this precise moment in time. And we think we'll bring back the one that takes, I think is it a crib mattress? And then Sizzle can have that because she doesn't really like lying and sharing a bed with the other two. So that means that at the moment there's 2 queen-size mattresses in there. One of them is on a bed frame and the other one is lying on the floor for Sizzle. So it's very difficult to get into the desk because the mattress is in the way, the one that's on the floor. So we'll remove the one that's on the floor and we'll bring back the smaller of the wooden containers and put, I think it's a crib mattress that goes in that. So that will be absolutely super. And that will allow Carlene to roll her desk chair up to the desk because at the moment it's very difficult to get that up there because there's just not space. So that's super. And we think we've got there's a lot going on with the water at the moment. The hydrants are being flushed and it's causing, and it's not just once they're flushed, they seem to be flushing almost on a nightly basis. So the water's doing very peculiar things. It's running absolutely disgustingly dirty, and you have to run it out. And in fact, I had the dishwasher on last night, forgetting that the hydrants had been flushed at night time, and honest to goodness, you should have seen the state of the dishes this morning. So that was super fun. So Nick has tried to change the water. The only thing we're wondering is he turned the water temperature down at Carlene's request a number of nights ago. So it just seems funny that it only went cold yesterday. So maybe maybe there's a storage tank. I'm not 100% sure. But there's also been a lot of electrical work going on in the house because the electrics had to be replaced upstairs in the apartment. So we don't know whether or not there was something that wasn't flicked back on. So, but we'll sort it out. So yes, Janine does like the way the desk came back in. Now the other cameras should come up because there was a problem with the internet in the house. So I'm hoping that will come up. Yes, we've all seen Janine now. And there wasn't an outreach today, and I'm not sure why, but the way it fell, there is one tomorrow. Right, so I think the cameras are maybe just coming back up. It sometimes takes a little while, and one of the things that also takes a little while is I flick the breaker switch to reboot the internet, and when I do that, it takes quite some time for the internet and we use the 37 to 45 bridge. It takes a little while for that to become available on the selection drop down bar. So I don't know how it works actually. We get there eventually. Sometimes it's really eventually, but we do get there. So, yeah, that's what happens when you tidy up. I keep telling Nick that. Although I did spend this morning tidying, because sometimes when you get the urge to tidy, it's best to act upon it. So I have been scrubbing grout, because grout, we have iron in our water, and so the grout goes a bit rusty, and So I like to try and get that out to keep it white. And oh my golly, the fumes are absolutely awful. But when you've got the urge to do it, sometimes you just have to act upon it. Right, I'll speak to Nick about the courtyard camera. And it's funny because the courtyard camera was the one that had problems coming. They're supposed to come back up automatically, so for some reason that one doesn't come up. So that's maybe something they'll have to look into. That's a really good idea about hanging the orange ball, but, and this is the thing, we're trying to discourage butting. That's the real problem that we have with Mabel. And so what we're trying to do, you'll sometimes see me that when they jump up on me, I put them, they're 4 feet back on the ground. I don't mind them going on the table because they will do that, but it's standing on their back legs and head-butting things. They're going to head-butt each other naturally. So I think it's something that we're trying not to focus on. They'll still do it, but maybe the less opportunity would be safest. No, I don't think Janine's speaking French. I think she loved Paris, but I think London was a bit frenetic for her. Nick is feeding the goats. And then Sophie very often, she feeds at 9 o'clock. Because I wasn't feeling very well yesterday. Nick said to me, normally what I do in the morning is I feed the goats and then I take Sophie to school and then I come back and I go through things on the computer and then I was going to do the barn chores. And if I don't have barn chores on here, I sometimes just drop off in Meredith. And then Nick said to me, do you know what? He says, tomorrow, he said, you can lie until 8. I was like, ooh, that sounds exciting. He said, you can lie until 8. He said, I'll drop Sophie at school and I'll do the goats. I said, oh, that's lovely. Thank you very much. And then he left. He obviously left just before 7 to take Sophie to school. And then the next thing is, all hell broke loose, and my dogs, because we let the dogs out into the garden, and they were barking up a storm, and I was like, uh-oh. So that woke me up. I went out to see what was going on, and I think inadvertently, I think Carl might have opened the door and let all the dogs out. So Carlene's dogs were up at that area, and then they bark at each other through the fence. And I was like, well, that's a rude awakening. So by the time Nick got back, he was like, why did you get up? And I'm like, I really had to. So much for my big long lie-in. But the thought was there. Yes, I know. And I did look at the schedule, Linda, and it's just I can't quite remember what was on it. Aspen Hill Rehab. Thank you very much. I knew that. Thank you, Linda. I'll leave Janine to tell you about her trip, because that would be nice to hear it firsthand. I presume anybody can work the cameras. There goes Nick with his goat bottles. I presume anybody can work the cameras, I'd like to think. No idea though. Thanks, Kim, that's super. Upstairs is still going to be an apartment. And I'm not sure exactly what the plans are for it, but when they started working on it, they realized that there was actually mouse damage in the wall. So what everybody thought was just going to be a very simple put the windows in, because you see they had to change, because they put the windows in, they had to put up drywall. So they were doing a bit of work, and then they realised that there was the insulation actually had a mouse nest or two in it, and then they realised there was a bit of chewing, so they had to do electrics and replace the insulation and then the drywall. So it's taken a lot longer than was expected. So I'm not 100% sure, because let's face it, whatever we do in this place, it never stays the same. So I'm not going to tell you what the plans are, because they'll be different from when I last heard, but Janine will tell you once she works it out. Oh, Jerry, she'll very much appreciate that. Hello, Bella. Yeah, the courtyard camera. So I think what Nick and Brittany did, that they managed to find an application that when the power goes out to the cameras, or the internet goes out to the cameras, they when it's switched on again and restored, it just goes straight back up. The courtyard camera is not doing that, and I'm not sure why. And I'm sure once he's finished with his goats, he'll come up and have a looky-see. Well, that's actually really funny, Susan, because that's what I thought to myself as well. If the dogs are out, Janine must be back. Oh dear, she keeps us on our toes, I'm telling you. Yes, so there are actually notices on the trees at Hood Pond saying that we've got hydrant flushing. That's the only reason I knew that. But it seems to be every night at the moment. I thought that they only did it once, but it's taken forever. Yeah, I'm sure Janine will sort out the donkeys. Oh my golly. I'm trying to get through these questions. This is actually quite a good spot for the internet. Yes, I have explained that to Janine, Pat. I don't know if Arthur's still being bell trained. We kind of stopped because Arthur wasn't fully contained, and when it's just me, I prefer to have the animal. I kind of hope that they can't get out. So from that point of view, he wouldn't have been bell trained because I kept him in a paddock. It's and the weather's been a bit up, down, and roundabout. So no, not at the moment. I'm sure they'll resume that at some point. Right, and so now we've got one of the smaller donkeys chasing the larger one, biting its back leg and chasing it. Honestly, this is animals when they get bored because they can't get outside to cause trouble. I wonder which one that was. No. So Wallace has still got his broken rib. Well, it's cracked, I think. So he was hoping to come last night, but he sent me a text to tell me that it was still sore. So he's hoping to come tonight. But, you know, that's the sort of thing that you don't want to rush, especially because that horse, I don't think, has really been under saddle. It's actually very difficult now, and I know it's I know that I get into trouble because when I come out after speaking with Carlene, people tell me to stop shouting. And when we're in there, we're actually very loud, and it's very difficult when there's 3 adults and we're all extremely loud. And I think, and it's like we're shouting. It's difficult when you're just talking to Carlene. It's one thing raising your voice and projecting at Carlene. When there's another 2 adults, it's like a shouting match. It's actually a very difficult situation, and you know we do actually try hard to make sure that she's engaged, and that's why I sit when I'm asking questions. If I can remember what the question says, I turn around and I look at Carlene, so she can hear. It's it's not ideal. It's you sometimes you forget, or sometimes you have to go and check what the question said, or it's a tricky thing. So we are trying our very best, but when there's 3 adults and we all talk over one another, it gets really loud very quickly. Obviously not loud enough, and I think the problem with Carlene is it's actually sometimes it's not the volume, it's that the people aren't looking and projecting their voice right at her. And yes, it would be helpful if she would wear her hearing aids, but she does not like them at all. So it's a bit of a catch-22 situation. Yes, the bunny. Well, yes. I'm not sure the bunnies and the goats are a great combination, because I don't really want the goats jumping on the bunnies, but we'll wait and see. Oh, they don't. Yes, they could go in HQ. Because they're very large rabbits, they can overheat. So we're trying to make sure that they've got somewhere this summer for that's going to be nice and cool for them. I'm not sure if I was in Meredith this afternoon, so I don't know if Janine's been in with the baby goats. Yeah, the courtyard camera, that's the one that I think is going to have to manually be put back up, and there's nobody at the computers at the moment, I'm afraid. Yeah, it could be the weather that's forecast, that's cancelled visits. Yeah, and the courtyard camera is going to spin until Nick finishes with his goats and gets up there and sorts it out, I'm afraid. Yeah, he must have forgotten to zoom it out. Probably because he was getting panicked phone calls about the internet being out. I did see the duck and her ducklings. And then they went to the pond. There he's coming back out. And we put a video on Facebook so you can see them. Hello, my love.
I need to go and get Sophie.
Oh, right, okay. Also, Nick, the courtyard camera's come out. I'll just go and get her in a second.
What's coming?
The courtyard camera's not come back up.
Okay. See what I can do.
Thank you. Okay, here we go. I'm just checking to see if there's any more questions. I think it might be at the end. Oh my God. Nah. Oh, I think I'm at the end. It is a dismal day. Look. It's absolutely bouncing. I've got to go and get my daughter now from her friend's house. I've been sent my marching orders. So we'll be back tomorrow, and because it'll be Friday, and hopefully Janine will be able to tell you exactly what happened in Paris and in London. So, and I think she's going to be staying in the RV tonight, if we can get it warm enough, that is. I'm telling you, in the middle of a nor'easter, I'm not sure that RV is a very good idea at all. But hey, we'll give it a shot. Okie dokie. So we'll see you all tomorrow. Bye bye.